They were able to swarm her, and unfortunately they weren't able to make it. And that was a thrifty round from TMX. That's so huge. And on the retake as well, with lesser guns, and a Cosmic Divide was also invested in that round. So it looks like SLR are back to the drawing board.
Even though they're back to the drawing board,
Back to the A drawing board, it looks like.
Drawing board, yeah. They enjoy the A site. The B site didn't work, and they realize, hey, we can just kind of revert back to what feels comfortable. So now we wait for perfect timing. Although there is nobody on the site, they could honestly just execute it right now. That's what's going to happen here for SLR, but CC is attempting to push through. If CC peeks through the smoke, it is going to be a little bit detrimental, but able to get the one and the second. It didn't seem like it could have happened, but CC is going to prove everybody wrong, including me. And now we have it. It is perfect. 2 players left. SLR have to take out 5 players. The spike isn't even planted. They have to regather that. And SLR's just having a difficult time. Down and drop, knowing that both of the players are there and are going to give that attention towards that. Gonna have to save here for SLR.
What an adaptation from CC. Instead of just falling back, playing for the retake, she instead tries to change the pace. She goes aggressive. She goes she waits right near her toxic screen, and then gets that shot onto Taro, who was spraying and unfortunately whiffing on top of site, and then that right click ground, and then the other team just fights back, and right now 5-5. Full gun round here. This is very pivotal for the first half.
Now we have this aggressive Viper's wall down A, but nobody's actually going to be playing with it. It's just there. And you can see maybe waiting. It's CC playing alongside Mo, but nobody's going to actually peek through here. But it does seem like an execution on the A site for SLR.
Maybe?
Maybe. More, they didn't even make noise just yet either, so it's more so just kind of testing out what they want to do, where they would possibly want to go. A rotation once again. I believe maybe that SLR should be making pressure on a site to try to at least gather some attention to a certain area, but it seems like it's just a solid hold from Team X because of this.
I feel like by now, Team X should be rotating back to the B side because they haven't really made any sound. And there's an L command coming out, a full burst on the B side.
Oh yeah, and a full burst as well for SLR, but they're not able to take it. That's the 2 down, and the numbers are dwindling here. SLR trying to take it back. Now it's going to be Taro and Fawn, and a Team Ace. A great one at that. Team X just not allowing anybody to take the site. And like I said,
exactly. I'm so confused what they did in that tactical pause because they slowed things down too much. And looks like this is gonna be an opening. Maybe not. Azalea getting headshot through the wall. Left on 10 HP. Looks like SLR kind of unsure about what to do anymore after the fails on B site, and then once A site started not really working in their favor, the Rolling Thunder is going to not really be pushed out with. It looks like a lot of disconnect coming out from SLR.
Yeah, but look, I mean, they're taking a faster approach onto the site. They changed the tempo. They decided this time around they want to do something different with the orbital strike. Yeah, it's going to be saved up for this particular moment, waiting for that sound cue, waiting for that play to happen. It just couldn't happen before because Team X was doing such a spectacular job at keeping it together. Now we have the Rolling Thunder. That's going to stop the plan as well, and this is a lot of stall potential. It's going to allow Team X to move on to the site. Chobo, though, waiting for the perfect moment for this flash to just dissipate. So that maybe a flash could come through, or Taro can gain some ground. But that's the one. It is 30 seconds left. The spike still isn't planted, and it does seem like a win for SLR. But before we continue and see who is going to stop, you know, this iteration of back and forth, we will be right back. Cider, we're gonna see whether or not, you know, the skill set and the levels are still the same.
Exactly. And just like that first round, it's kind of a bit of a standstill seeing what each team does. But SLR looking to just play on side, not really much defensive aggression coming out. Oh, as I say that, there is Heart pushing with her toxic screen. She might meet CC. Oh, and she is in a prime position as well. Oh, and Heart actually wins out the fight. Oh, that is so unfortunate for TMX. I really like that defensive aggression coming out from Heart though. She does get that little bit of a lurk. It was expected as well by CC, but she didn't win out the gunfight. Oh, and Azalea playing with that flashpoint. She was able to get one and just Ronde right back out. Now we settle into a bit of a reset here.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left as well. The spike going to be planted, so that's going to give a little bit more time here, at least to Team X to reposition. You can see it was the aggressiveness here from Team X that actually ends up working out in the end. Even though we do have Medici that was taking down, Leah is going to have to get the reload, but no! Mo is going to get the whiff through, and that's unfortunate because now it is a 1v1, and this is dangerous. Even though it's a 1v1, Azalea's going to have to clutch it up. And it is, in fact, going to be a clutch up from Azalea.
But it is interesting the difference between both these teams. Team X kind of play very passive on this attack. They're not really very aggressive. They kind of just feel it out within the first 10-15 seconds and then decide to push towards that mid round. So if we're meeting Fawn here, Flashpoint going to completely flash her. Toxic screen helping out just more.
No. Yeah, but I mean, this time Team X is actually going to take the site. It seems like SLR is struggling in keeping it here. With Team X obviously taking the lead and the advantage. Heart trying to go for the Spectre, not going to clear anything out, is just going to try to pick up the gun. But it was unfortunate as well because here we have Team X watching all these angles, ensuring that, you know, everything is cleared.
Any pressure coming out from SLR, they do know Heart did push beforehand, and that might be a conditioning from her, but it looks like they're going for a heavy 5-stack onto Dish. And there's only Taro holding on mid-side. She does have a rendezvous if she does get caught out. And this trademark is going to give the information because it looks like there's no other pressure on other sides of the map right now. So it's going to be a huge burst onto the A site.
Taro was able to at least get something on CC. It was just a little tiny baby pinch. Yeah, it was just a tap. It wasn't much, but still, it's enough to play with. You know, maybe that limited amount of health was the turning point for this team. But we can see, I mean, SLR is attempting to maybe get some sprays down, damage. You can see Heart take out the one. Now everybody's going down on Team X. Of course, drop not cleared out, but they don't have to worry about it. It's Heart's util that is going to be watching, although the orbital strike is going to be a detriment here. The timing, that's important. And now that Mo is there, still having all of this util to use, could possibly throw that incendiary grenade down, but no! Fawn catching it out with the util. It's going to be the Molly set. And now we're going to have the flawless, the Prime Gaming flawless here. This point by point by point, you know, until maybe it's 11 and somebody wants to start taking it up. I don't even know at this point. It seems like, honestly, after this Prime Gaming flawless, that
work together as a team on the retake, and they isolated the gunfights. Actually, Medici was left on an island all by herself on topside, and no one traded her off. She was just left. She just threw her paint shells. She tried her best, but then she got overwhelmed. And then on top of that, they had that poison cloud blocking off anyone trying to cover drop. So then they were able to isolate the fight in A main as well through the doors. So they just the ability to just go and calmly go on the retake one by one. They decide we'll clear outside, then we'll make sure drop is cleared, and then we go onto A main and win the gunfights there, have the trades, have the number advantage. SLR is working really well in TMX now.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda left to after that opening pick on CC as well. Just going to just play a very, very slow push onto the A site.
Spike down.
Yeah, but at least the back off there for Taro, able to get the first initial
30
pick.
seconds left.
Now the 30 seconds left. I feel like we're always on a time crunch here for Team X.
Yeah.
Especially on a map like Fracture. Of course, you need to try to push for those picks to be able to at least gain some ground. But, I mean, the spike has to be planted. It does seem like the site is cleared here. So, at least Team X don't have to worry as much. But the moment that that indicator comes down, hey, they're planting the spike. Let's start pushing this. It does seem like SLR is going to push through. It is going to be Taro able to get the 3K. Now Fawn pushing as well. And the flash is going to allow Fawn to play with it. Now they have this advantage. They have the site. Mo has to play and wait to try to get the spray through down on the site, but it's just unfortunate. You have to swing that. You planted it in a direction where, I mean, majority of that, you have to have those lineups to be able to reach that if you're going to get smoked off.